Howdy everybody, what's going on? Tonight we're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition Adventures League. We're playing the DDAL05 series, which is the new Storm King's Thunder series. We are starting Packet 3. We're excited to get playing. I'm excited to be playing tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out. All massive 4 of you that are hanging out. So we're going to get started. I do want to announce that I have 1 spot open on my Patreon page for the Adventures League sign-up. So if you would like to get into these Friday night games, you are more than welcome to. It is a $10 pledge a month, and it gives you access to the Friday night Adventures League games. Alright, that being said, we are going to continue on. So like I said, we're doing Part 3. Well, Packet 3 of the DDAL05 series. So we're going to go up there, say hello to the players, and we will get started. Thank you guys again for hanging out, all that good stuff. Totally appreciate it. All right. So I'm just kind of trying to look for some ambient music. Ambient sounds, actually. There you go. Very good. All right. Ready to go. Gonna go up, say hey to everybody, and we're gonna get going. Thanks again for hanging out, guys. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook, all that good stuff. Check out my Patreon page, and if you haven't followed the channel yet, what are you waiting for?
What's the gun?
I cast Cone of Shit.
Whoa. Hey, everybody.
You walked into that the wrong time there, Dave.
Cone of Shit. I like it.
I sculpt a spell around the Dungeon Master, so he is not covered in Cone of Shit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Least I can do, sir.
They're talking about my game.
What kind of training do you have, soldier? Army training, sir. Army training. So how's everybody doing this week?
Doing well.
Good.
It's like we have
Johnny Five's got a strange itch.
All right, so it looks like we have 5 people tonight. Nice, very good. I think a couple others are going to join us later on too, because I think there were like 7 signups, 6 or 7.
I think Chief is the only one missing right now.
Okay. No. Yeah, I know Chief said he was going to be a little late. Joe said he was too, but he's here, so very good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. It's 8 o'clock. Someone want to give a recap on what happened last time for the Tyranny of, not the Tyranny of Dragons, but Storm King's Thunder. And we will continue on and welcome our new player, Sarpy, tonight. Is it Sarpy or Sarpi?
Sarpy.
Sarpy. Well, welcome, Sarpy. Welcome to the game.
I got the bad case of the herpes.
Just stay in the back. You're level 1. You don't want to get hit by the fireballs. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Oh wait a minute.
Welcome to the game.
Rangers out front. That's how you're supposed to play.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, technically you can. I mean,
No.
all Rangers aren't, Legolas. So
They're meat shields, right? That's how you're supposed to use them.
that's how I play mine. I would do my Ranger as a 2-weapon fighter.
I don't mind it.
I'm going to go Beastmaster, I think, if I get to level 3 with this guy, just to check it out.
Right on.
Don't worry, I'll cast guidance on him as I throw him into the front.
I think Raz volunteered to do the recap.
I think 12 clerics in this game will cast 12 guidances on him as he charges to the front.
Between guidance and bless, and I still can't hit anything.
Yeah. All right, let's get going. It's 8 o'clock. And like I said, we're going to be doing each part now. I'm not going to be cramming a part and a half into each session, so maybe a session may last an hour and a half. Maybe a session will last 2.5, 3 hours. So, but it'll all balance itself out anyway. So, it's just going to be easier for me from a content converting standpoint, and kind of getting that ready if I ever want to do it in the future as well. So, I kind of had to go back and separate everything into each part. So, which is no problem. Didn't take that long. So. But that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do each part independently. So, all right. That being said, you guys can do your recap from 2 weeks ago, and then we'll continue.
All right, I'll give it a shot then. Rez backed out, I think.
Wussy.
So we were on the Black Road heading back to Parnast from the desert, and while we were walking, Valen noticed a Bloodhawk. Ended up shooting it down. Malachi surprisingly did not shoot anyone in the ass. Ended up shooting it down and had a note talking about an ambush that we were about to set upon. We did find out about the ambush in our previous foray at the fort or the mountain pass. The note talked about DRIVETHRU, hill giant who was going to attack Parnast, and it mentioned killing our caravan and sacrificing us to Hrugik?
Yep, Hrugik, yep. Very good.
And then it talks about a missing box of giant toenails, and they were in the...
Oops.
Yep. So we did end up finding those earlier and got some cash for them.
Yeah, sold those to the caravan merchant you were traveling with, Azam.
Yep. Barian went out to scout, and we tried to sneak up, and that didn't work out so well. The trap that we had set, or the sneak that we had set, ended up being found out fairly easily. Ended up fighting a bit uphill with logs rolling down at us, but we fought through it and ended up slaying the... oh shoot, what did we fight? Goblins?
Bugbears.
Bugbears, that's what they were. Bugbears.
Minus one inspiration.
After that, we I think we made it all the way back to Parnast, if I'm not mistaken, and we delivered the statue, and that's kind of where we left things.
Yep. For an inspiration, name one of the two things: the deity that the statue was for, or the desert that you were traveling in. Do not look up notes. Anybody?
Anorak.
Okay, very good. You guys all can add an inspiration to your character sheet tonight. Thanks for paying attention.
Thanks for saving me.
Very good. All right. So you guys made it back to Parnast, right? You get into this small little city. Now, I'm going to share the map of Parnast. Spare no expense on this, guys. This is an actual Adventures League map. Can you believe that?
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, this is the creme de la creme, guys, for cartography and Adventures League. So you get back to Parnast. Remember, you go to the small little temple. Anybody remember the name of the temple you were supposed to go to? That's right, the Shrine of Axes. And you met Chandra Stoll, and she had given you your reward for the delivering of the statue of Angarada. So, you guys are here in Parnast. You see several locations as you're looking around Midtown. Azam, he tells you that there is an old part of Parnast to the northwest that I will stay for several days until my caravan is restocked, and then I will make the travel back into the Anorak Desert, back to the town, the Mirage town that we had met, adventurers. So if there's anything you need, I'll be to the northwest. So there's some things that you see around you as you're, here in the middle where the pointer is. There's an old well, and there's a lot of the townsfolk around the well, and they're gibbering and jabbering, and you can hear them. You can also see that there is a trading post right here. Rather large building. There's also quite a stench in the center of Parnast. And I'm sure one of you would probably have said, "What in the fuck is that stench?" And one of the villagers say, "Ah! That was when The Storm Giant city was docked here to the southwest of town. And they had these damn wyverns. And they kept the wyverns in the stable, which the stable is right here. And that's where the stench is coming from. Because now that the cult is no longer here, Skyreach Castle, as they called the floating cloud castle that was docked here, where the other pointer is down to the south, they kept these wyverns in the stables, one of the townsfolk said, and it's unbelievably stunking up the entire damn town. It's going to take forever for the stench to go away. These damn wyverns, they ate everything. They ate all of our horse. They ate all of our goats, all of our chickens. We just have one damn cow left. And the name of the cow was called Gertrude. It's like Gertrude has 9 lives. And that's pretty much the only animal left in the town. So as you guys are kind of looking around, the center... Oh, as someone dropped a glass and just broke it, as you heard. You can also see that down to the south. Here is a very large inn, and it has a huge golden glass on a sign, and it is called the Golden Tankard. To the left of the Golden Tankard, this building here, there's a sign that says the Shrine of Axes, but of course you've already been there. Of course you have the stables here. This location is a smithy. You can see smithing hammers crossed on a sign, and you can see black smoke billowing out of several different chimney stacks. Up here is an herbalist and alchemist, and then to the north along this road, this is where the old Parnast is. So what do you guys think? As a lot of the villagers are around, and it seems like it's a pretty busy day. It seems like there's about 70 individuals that are kind of mingling around the center of town and going in and out of the other buildings here in Parnast. What do you guys want to do? It's about 3 to 4 feet off of the ground. Perfect size for a halfling to be thrown down.
Yeah, but not perfect size where I can look up into it, though.
You can look down into the well, sure.
I'm not tall enough. I'm only 3 feet.
Climb up on it.
Yeah, and then I fall down in the well. No way. Help overcome me.
Shem volunteers to stand right behind you and make sure that doesn't happen.
As you push him in.
Right.
Oops! I
Nope.
slipped.
I want to look in the well, so I go over and look in the well. Shem will boost me up.
Yeah, I'll boost you up there and hold on to you.
What do you think you see down in the well?
I have no idea.
I lean over with him and look down. I look to my left. It looks like a fucking well.
Yep, it is lined brick all the way down until the end of your dark vision. But you take a little stone and you drop it down, and you hear a bloop. So you know that there's water down there. And then, of course, there's a wheel and pulley system where you can actually pull up buckets of water and whatnot.
I will fill up my water skins while I'm here.
One gentleman there says, that's the best drink in all of Flan. Even better than the Golden Tankard. Here.
You say so, friend.
Ew, it's the truth. I'm just not making it up. But it's the truth.
I'd like to talk to Shonda before she goes back and takes care of the statue and all the stuff that are going on there. I'd like to know. We picked up in our travels a cult. I have some cult of the dragon robes, and I picked up a undecipherable treasure map and see if perhaps she can identify any features on the map, and maybe if she knows of any troubles with this cult of the dragon, if there's been anything around town.
All right, so as you walk into this small little wooden building, there's the 3 shrines that this Shrine of Axes worship. The first is Aurel. The second goddess is Shante, and then the last is Maliki. And you can see Chandra. She actually worships Maliki. You can see that she has, iconage of the god Maliki. So as you talk to her about this map and whatnot, she unrolls it and pulls it out of the scroll tube and she says, "Oh, this this is definitely not from around here. I don't notice this land. This is probably somewhere well beyond Parnast. So she looks at the map and just says, "Oh wow," and it's even got X marks the spot on it. Now all you have to do is just find out where this map belongs. You know, who this map came from. You need to find out where in the world this map is telling you where to find this treasure. Myself, unfortunately, I cannot tell you. And she rolls it back and puts it back into the scroll tube, fastens the latch on it, and hands it back to you.
And have you seen a pair of these robes before? I'll show her the Cult of the Dragon robes.
Yeah, she lets out a big sigh. Unfortunately, I have, Shem. See, for the last year or so, up to about several months ago, there was a floating storm giant city here. It was called Skyreach Castle. And they basically took over Parnast. And they've raided the entire area. We don't have a lot of food left. They had these wyverns that killed all of our livestock, excluding Gertrude the cow, of course. A lot of the, they worshipped Tiamat. And a lot of the people that live here in Parnast, they actually accepted this cult of the dragon and welcomed them with open arms. But she tells you a little bit of history first about Parnast. And she just tells you that things just haven't been the same since the arrival of the cult of the dragon. And they're not here any longer. They haven't been here for several months now. But, while this castle was docked here, they basically commandeered the town. And she goes into telling you that the villagers were, forced to submit to the will of this cult. They were quite powerful, too. But several months back, a very heroic group of adventurers basically commandeered the ship, and supposedly the rumor is that Stormreach Castle was crashed into the spine of the world to the very north, even far north of the 10 towns in Bryn Shander. But that's the rumor. And Skyreach Castle has not been back since. But she goes into telling you that it was a beautiful flying fortress, and it was built by the Cloud Giants and all this other stuff. And the Cult of the Dragon actually they were in cahoots with the Giants, which is kind of weird because Giants and Dragons don't get along. Now, while this castle is docked at Parnast, she's telling you that they basically plundered the town and all of the surrounding regions of its resources. Everything was already killed already. Now, as for food, they're basically resorting to eating things like badgers and beavers out of the stream. Also, squirrels. She said there's an abundance. She says, unfortunately, there's an abundance of squirrels around here, and I'm quite sick of eating squirrel. There's just not enough meat on them to satisfy you. So, and you can see, as you were by the well, some of the townsfolk looked a little malnourished. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much the brief history, some of the brief history. Now, she also goes into telling you that Parnast was also a safe haven that was all of the, the safety was provided by the Zentrum. All right. And over time, the Zentrum basically moved out. So there, and she goes into talking about the old Parnast ruins to the north where Azam had went to camp. There's an old Zent headquarters that's now in ruins and stuff like that. So as the Zent moved out, Parnast has been around for hundreds of years, but the Zent controlled it for most of that. And then it, as they started to move out, then, the cultists moved in, and whatever Zent presence was here, the cultists basically forced them out anyway. And that's why the Zentrum joined the alliance with, the Allord's Alliance, the Emerald Enclave, and all the other organizations. Was, the cultists were encroaching on their turf as well. So.
Sure.
So is there anything else that you need to ask Chandra?
I don't have anything else. Did anyone? If not, well, I'll ask if anyone else did.
I don't have anything else that I need to say.
Feel free to go anywhere. Yeah, feel free to go anywhere in town. As all of a sudden, some wood elf is beside you.
You must be who they hired to hunt all those damn squirrels, huh?
Well, yeah, you could say that, I guess. I was here in town doing some other tasks, and heard that there was a caravan returning to town that might have some adventuring for hire, and thought I'd wander in and see if you could use my services.
Well, good. What are you good with? That I see a bow on his side.
Yeah, I'm good with a bow. I'm pretty good with a sword. I'm good at tracking. I could handle myself in the wild. I think I'd be pretty good to have around.
Well, let's see if you can stay up longer than good old Valen here, and I slap him on the back.
I want to see him shoot an arrow at the stable.
It'll be good to have another archer in the group. I fumble my crossbow and drop it to the ground.
And and cover your asses, boys.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to see him shoot an arrow at the stable. See if he can hit it.
Well, I'd be glad to show you a little bit of my shooting skill if you like. If that's what it takes to let me join you.
Yeah. So I'll step outside. I got an extra water skin, and that I just filled up, and I'll wait for him to cue it up, and I'll throw it in the air and see if he can smack it.
No. I want him to shoot the stable.
It's a beautiful day outside for shooting bows. Midday, very sunny, very pleasant. You can see the beautiful skyline of the Gray Peak Mountains. Oh yeah, beautiful day.
All right. Well, I step outside and walk over towards the stables and draw my bow and notch an arrow.
I knew it.
As
Can't
you
hit the side of a barn.
No, but you hit Gertrude the cow, and you hear.
Oh my goodness.
And
And I say, look, I bullseyed the cow. What else do you want?
yeah, Gertrude the
You're
cow
supposed
just.
to hit the side of a barn.
Yeah, you hit. Right, and Gertrude just fell over, dead. Arrow sticking right out of the side of its
Dead?
And,
Dead?
Yes, yeah.
As he did that, I completely turned the other way and walked over to the trading post. I want nothing to do with this game.
I'm headed towards the alchemist.
Well, the townsfolk says, well, guess what's on the menu for tonight? Squirrel! I mean, cow! Wow, we're actually going to have something besides squirrel to eat tonight. So everybody's kind of
Can we get to
cheering you and applauding. But they're like, where are we going to get the little bit of milk that we are normally going to get? Oh, my God! The crowd cheers.
I kind of wave at him like the Queen of England and kind of give a bow and say, turn around to say, see, and then see everybody's left. They're like, hey, guys, wait for me.
As the crowd continues to cheer that you killed Gertrude.
I know, I
Unfortunate
don't want to
Gertrude.
stand in front of him.
What's the bar here?